So this is all going to be about word frequency queries and also going forward into text, running a text query as well. Share my screen. At the moment, I'm sitting in my big project, School Age Athletes, and I want to investigate. As you can see, I'm in my think tank of queries, and I've run quite a few different types of queries as I'm saturating the data. But I really want to start at Query Wizard and go in and want to run a word frequency specifically on literatures concerning bullying. So I create it, I open it, I go identify frequent words, I go to the next one, I reduce it down to, I don't want 1,000 words displayed, but 100 with 3 syllables, and I'm going to do exact matches, but this is a continuum, so as I'm investigating my data, I would go down through the continuum and move it down to getting more specific or broader concepts of specializations, etc. I would go next, and then I would actually select. Now I've already selected, I've gone over and selected my literature from my nodes. I've gone down, here's my literature that I'm coding around bullying. I click all of these ones. I select them, and then I go OK. Now I've already run this, and I've run the already the word frequency. I'll bring it up now because I've saved it into my query section. So let's bring it up. And it's just churning through to bring up what I've already saved. And as you can see here, marginalisation, when I ran that query, certainly had the highest amount count, but it's only just a count, so remember that. And it was sort of dominating, and then people in society with some of the other concepts that were coming out. When the word cloud was generated, marginalisation certainly come out as the highest density. If I want to see what the words associated with some of my major concepts were, I would go into the tree map. And as you can see, this is all live data, which links straight back to the content that it was actually doing. And as you can see, I may want to investigate what Queensland meant in relation to marginalisation. It probably was the evidence that is there about school-age athletes in Queensland. However, I need to probably look at that a little bit more in a situation that I need to do in reference to marginalisation, so you can investigate it further. If I want to actually go in and get more content around the actual word and the content that was brought up initially, I would actually run what is known as a text query. So I'd highlight on the major word that you can see here. I would actually run the text query. And as you can see, it will come up. It will tell me exactly the journal articles that it took it from, the references taken, and the coverage that it did. Now, I actually want to see the word tree about what it was matching to. And as you can see here, anything on the left side relates right through marginalisation over to the right side. And it's only giving me a view at the moment. If you look up in your left-hand corner of 5 words, I can increase the words here or decrease them, and it will actually now, so I can get a better take of what's happening with that query text with some of the words. But as you can see, I can actually then go and click on that and then see exactly what it's linked to. The marginalisation of the underclass through marginalisation of literature is in its most. Now, if I wanted to actually run a query and increase the content around what I've just highlighted, I can actually go down to a custom context, or I can make it broader, and I can run the query again. And when I run that, it takes me into a broader look at what I'm seeing. So you can see where the text was taken from, the summary of what now those specific these references were all about, and of course the exact reference. Now I can save that as a result, and I can save it into a new node, or which you possibly could do under marginalisation. That's up to you. I've already have it under an existing, so I can merge it into what I've already got, and it actually gives me a little bit more information about what I'm seeing. So that is all about, and I can add it to the project if I want. So that is about combining and trying to utilize the best you can. If I go back to the word cloud, I can actually see where I'm looking at initially, and I can rerun this according to if I need to stop any words. Say, for example, I did want to stop that word up there that's Italian author in the original screen. I just add it to stop words, say, okay. And when I go out and refresh this, it obviously is not going to refresh it at the moment, but it'll certainly stop the word. And when I come back into it, the words that in which I've highlighted on, any of them within that will then be stopped. So having a look then at it will then do the function. So that's important. You can go through and have a look at what's in all of the words, all the words that you don't simply need for it to have within that context. So thank you.